It's maple syrup time.
Hello
It's
everyone,
maple
my name
syrup.
is Adam Marks, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make maple syrup. Maple syrup is typically made in the spring of the year. It is made in the northern United States in a range from Minnesota to Maine. Here in Wisconsin, we make maple syrup anywhere from late February into the middle of April, depending on the weather. For the sap to flow through the trees, the nights need to be in the 20-degree Fahrenheit range, and the days need to reach about 32 degrees, preferably sunny and above 40 degrees. You can tap any kind of maple tree, however, sugar maples will give you the most sap. Maple trees are easy to identify in the fall of the year when the leaves are still on the trees. A maple leaf has 5 lobes, like a human hand. If you identify a maple tree in the fall of the year, you can mark the maple tree with some loggers, flagging tape, or some other method that will last throughout the winter. If you do not identify a maple tree in the fall of the year, one easy method to identify in the spring is by looking at the branch patterns. Maple trees will have branches that look like Ys coming off of it. This is especially easy to identify high up in the trees where the branches are younger. Feel free to pause the video at any point and look up high in the trees to see the Y-shaped branches. Once you identify a maple tree, you can then insert a tap, also called a spile. You can pick up a spile at any hardware store in the spring of the year or purchase them from Amazon or any other commercial maple equipment dealer online. If the maple tree has been tapped in the past, then you need to identify the old tap hole. Once that is identified, you need to go at least 2 inches to either side of it, and then 6 to 12 inches up or down. The reason for this is that an old tap hole creates a wound in the tree that sap does not flow through. Utilize the recommended drill bit size for the style tap that you chose. In my case, the recommended drill bit size is 5/16 of an inch. You then drill in 1.5 to 2 inches at a slight upward angle. You then use a hammer to tap the spile into place. You know that it is in place when you hear the tapping go from a tap to a thud sound. You can use any kind of food-safe container to collect the sap in. Each tap will produce on average 1 gallon of sap per day that the sap flows. Sap will come out of the tree with an average of 2.2% sugar content. This means that to get 1 gallon of syrup, you'll need 40 gallons of sap. This will require a lot of cooking. I am gearing this video to those who would like to do this as a hobby, and because of that, I am not using my regular cooking setup. I will be using a turkey fryer. You need to filter the sap from the woods just to get rid of any sort of debris that may have fallen into it. After it is filtered, then you boil it. You can use any setup that you want to boil it. I usually use wood since I have abundant access to it. I do not recommend you cook it down on the stove in your house, as you will fill your house up with lots of steam. Once you reduce that sap as much as you can outside, then bring it into the house. Once the reduced sap is brought into your house, then cook it on your stove top until it reaches 7.2 degrees above the boiling point of water for that day. Water boils at a different temperature every day, depending on the barometric pressure. Once it is around 7.2 degrees above the boiling point of water, or around 219 degrees, then it is done. You do need to filter it through a felt towel or shirt. I utilize a felt cone-style filter that is also available at commercial retailers. After it is filtered, then reheat it to between 180 to 190 degrees, but not hotter than 190 degrees, as that will create sugar sand. Sugar sand is a combination of minerals that are found naturally in maple syrup. After it is reheated to the proper temperature, then pour it into a canning jar. Put a new lid and ring on it. Turn it upside down for a couple of seconds to sterilize the lid. Then, let it sit until you're ready to eat it. Maple syrup usually does not last very long in our house. Thanks for listening and watching my maple syrup demonstration video. I hope you can go out and make some maple syrup of your own.
It's maple syrup time. It's maple syrup time.